Hello everyone, we are back. Now let's get back to practicing. I fixed my safety rating because last race for some reason we got a lot of SR down, which that pretty much means if we kind of kept our SR low, we wouldn't have been able to do this next race in a high enough lobby. Hello Richie, thank you for joining. Um, Back again like you always do. Thanks for the support. Let's try get something out of this. Not sure what we're going to do because every driver is struggling so far and no one seems to have got a good result. So, not really sure. Not yet, I haven't seen anyone get a properly good result. So if we can get anywhere close to 400 points, or even if we can get to 400 points, that could be a huge steal. But I'm not so sure because we're very vulnerable on the straights. Terrible laps. Let's just try and improve on the next lap. 0.6. We need to be around the 0.3 area, 0.4. Let's try this one. Another subpar lap. Let's just keep going. It's not a great exit, but I guess time says otherwise. Okay, let's just restart. This lap can be tricky to get right, especially when, if you don't get the first sector right, the lap is kind of in trouble from there. The first sector is very important. It's not too bad. Okay, moving a little bit better now. Still, through the tunnel we were a little bit slow. We went a little bit early on the power, but still should be okay lap. Four, okay. Okay, we misjudged the braking a bit there. So kind of reworking the brain a little bit, because after you do a race and go kind of straight back into the time trial, it is a little bit weird because you start learning new points and new places to turn in. And so when you're doing that with worn tires, so when you're fresh tires again, it is a little bit weird just to get the braking and the turning right. Shift a little bit early there. It's not too bad. Oh, it's very close to me now. Let's see. Oh, we did pretty well there. That's pretty good. Let's just get this part right. Good turn in. Maybe the exit wasn't that great, but still should be pretty good. Let's just figure this out and see if it's any good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, that's a penalty. So if you just go onto the AstroTurf, you get a penalty. Let's retry and hopefully get a lap in before this timer runs out. I'm not sure if we're going to make it. No, we're not going to make it. Well, we'll just start and do most of the lap and see what we can get. Yeah, a little mistake there, just got a bit too much understeer. Fortunately, we have to use third gear in this corner, and it really doesn't work in the race, and it barely even works in the time trial. The car needs more acceleration, so I'm going to start using second there. I think second's probably the better gear. Just for the acceleration. Alright, let's try again. Let's try to get a really good lap. Hello everyone, thanks for joining. Grey Rock, Barry, Connor, thanks again. Ads. Nick, Moomin, thanks everyone. Jackson, thanks everyone for joining. Okay, we are in this lobby. A 435. Oh, this lobby. Oh, this is okay, this is split two. Yeah, okay, so our DR would have went down because unfortunately our rating, our SR went down, so we have to do a race and then make sure we don't hit anyone and we can get our rating back up. So I wasn't able to win that race because if I try to win, I'd probably just get I'll probably lose a load of SR because those Daytona bump drafting races become a massive SR down. So unfortunately, we're split 2 or split 3. I'm not really sure, to be honest. Let's see what we can do, anyways. We're gonna have to try aim for first or something, man. Just gonna do a few drifts just to try warm those tires up. Do some controlled drifts. Oh my god, the pack is crazy. Okay, don't spin. I think we should be fine. There is no slipstream in this, there shouldn't be anyways. Okay, this isn't the worst first lap. 6:22, it's not what I wanted, but we go again. Okay, it's a bad entrance. .4, we're gonna have to do better than that. Alright, we're gonna exit out of that. Oh no, he left the room, what the hell? Okay, we're gonna have to do much better time than this is bad. We've got really unlucky with those bumps as well. Those sausage curbs are completely destroying our run. It was just a very luck-based corner, so this is going to be tricky. Okay, 264, we're not beating that. Okay, could have been better. Okay, let's see what we get. Sixth. That's frustrating. It's there's still people going to be doing laps as well, so that's not good. An improvement at least. It's just disappointing. A lot of people just across the line, so I'm not really sure. Wow, this car is terrible, oh my god. It'd be a miracle if someone doesn't overtake me here. So tough this lap though. Really tough. Any takers? Yeah, someone got me. Juju got me. Okay. That car is rapid. Man, we might have to pull a lap 8 pit, man, or do something. Or pit one of these laps early, because we're never getting past anyone unless they make a mistake. I think our car is too poor. Alright, still within a chance. We're on the top half anyways. A 501 though, that's so annoying. We could have been second, that's so annoying with that last lap. Our sector 2, we just messed up the sector 2. Unfortunately, the start of sector 2 was good, but when we kind of missed the two left-handers, they kind of messed us up a bit. They're the margins though. If you don't really make the most of it, you're going to struggle. You're just going to struggle. Yeah, still a good result. Thanks, guys. I mean, I think the time we did on the first race, I think that's pretty much as good as I can do. There's nothing more I can kind of do out of that. Like, this was more of an average performance. It's not a bad. It's not a bad lap. It's just the car, man. The car is just not going to be able to give you enough wiggle room to put in kind of semi-decent laps and be in the top. Like in this, you're only getting to the top in this car unless you do the perfect lap. And that's assuming everyone else just does bad ones. So a 501, it looks bad compared to the last one, but like it's only barely a tenth down, so it's just one of those things. Just gonna have to throw a blinder here, like we're gonna have to just get some overtakes done, because if we get like a top 5, that's even pushing it. If we could even get close to a top 5, we're just gonna have to take it, because I don't know what else we can possibly do with this car, because the car is bad enough in the time or the qualifying. It gets even worse in the race. Like everyone I saw who was doing the race, as soon as they got to the actual race part, everyone was just falling backwards. There was no Toyota that kind of improved, or not improved enough, like from like the mid pack. They all fell back. I think the last race, the only Supra that improved was the one we were in. That's the only one I know so far. The Italian, I assume he's using that Supra just because it must be because he thinks he's out of the fight though, because like I seen his points that he had 2 bad rounds, unfortunately. Alright. We're just gonna have to do our best here. We're gonna get challenged by basically everything behind us. So let's just hope for the best. I think we can get something out of this. If we really push hard, we can get something. I think our pace is good enough, especially in this car. I think if we were in like any of the other cars, I think we'd surely be top of the grid, like. Alright. Okay, we're gonna have to stick with Flores here. Pedally behind. Okay, that's too much wheel spin. Okay, this has got to be our chance because we're going to have no one behind. Or no one in a significant distance to overtake us. We need to stay with the leaders. Come on, Flores. Stay with them. Okay, let's go. A good exit for me is a bad one. It's so annoying. Bad one for the rest of the people. Like, look how much they're gaining on me. Man, second gear is going to have to do here because third gear will not work with this fuel load. Like every corner I'm trying to use a different gear now because it's just not working. Oh. Just brilliant. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, man. Yeah, that was bad by me, guys, sorry. doing a bad job. Just that one mistake, unfortunately. Just lapse of concentration. Bad by me. Okay, we're getting a little bit of time. Okay, let's let them battle that out. We're gonna pit. All right. This is the strategy, man. We don't really got much other choice. So we're just gonna have to try for the crazy undercut. Okay, not off to a good start. Okay, not really sure how we lost a position there. There's not really going to be any way we can overtake, if I'm being honest. Like, this car just doesn't have it. That's so annoying. We can get as close as we want to this car, but we're not going to get close. We're not going to be able to overtake it. Its acceleration is so much better than ours. Doing well enough to keep with him at least. It's not too bad. This may be our only chance. Yeah, he's getting away from me so quickly. We're just gonna have to push him all the way, I guess. I think Flores keeps getting penalties. I'm seeing red in front of my screen. Or maybe I'm seeing something. Great to see that we're purple. Don't know how long that's going to last. Yeah, not very long. I'm seeing something red pop up on Flores' screen. There's no way he's getting penalties every lap. Digit's going to get away from us here. I think we're going to have too much tyre wear. Can't exit any corners with this car, man. It's not working. Well, this is turning out to be quite boring. Doesn't look like we've lost a place, surprisingly. Surprisingly, we're maintaining a decent gap from behind. I thought we'd start losing a lot more time. So the tyre wear isn't actually that much. Still surprised we didn't really gain anything off the pit stop. I knew the undercut would be very small, but I didn't think it'd actually be negative. I made like 1 or 2 mistakes in my lap, but it wasn't really going to be like a half second or a second worth of mistakes. How we're still set in purples, I don't really know. This lobby is dying. I thought I just disconnected, or everyone's about to disconnect for a second. Well done to Gtws for doing a good job with that car. Drove quite well. Let me apologise to the Czech driver though, that was pretty bad from me. We're not going to take those points either, because still think should be doing better than that. I don't think so anyways. Where is it? Change at 26. Yeah, that's so low. Like that's basically a drop split. I don't know. I don't really know. I'm gonna have to figure out what the hell everyone else is doing because this car is just really bad. Thanks everyone for supporting though. Back in a second. Sorry guys, it'll just take another minute. So no, wait, hold on. Trying to see, was there anyone in top split in the Toyota? Yeah, let me check. Go back and check. There was one Toyota. Yeah, there was one Toyota and he didn't get in the top 14. Okay. I think we might have been in split 2, to be honest. Don't really know. I don't know what to do. Because our car is so bad, I could go in and get like 0 points. Wait, let me just save the replay though. Or a recent clip, because I just want to see did anyone respond to my message in the... Because I just wasn't really looking in the actual like game chat one. Yeah, no, just smiley faces, which is clearly pissed off. He's probably mad. Okay, going back to the video. Hello Flash, thanks for joining. Oh, the guy I hit by mistake is now in the chat. I'm so sorry, that was the worst driving I've ever done in my life. Don't sue me. I've been a menace. I've been really bad today. This car is just not it. I think I'm gonna go again though, because obviously I don't think I should take a result where I pretty much just took someone out in order to get points, which was not the intention, but that's pretty much what it looks like. So I'm gonna go again just on that basis, because realistically we don't get 327 points if we have you back in front of me, because you know that's the kind of stuff you get done for. Like, can't be taking points like that, especially when you didn't earn them because you made a mistake. So we're gonna have to go again for the last lap, because that should have been a PA realistically. Like, what's our DR? Did we lose DR for that? I think we did, but that's not even too bad, because I couldn't be arsed being in the top slip, because we're just going to lose so much by being top split, we're just not going to get a good result. I think Kai De Bruyne, man, he might have this in the bag. Because I think he's the split below me, man, and there's no way he's not going to get some result. Everyone else is getting nothing in this round. I did not expect this to be the nothing round. This is the worst round I have ever seen. Like, so let's look at our points. Actually, let's look at the rankings first of all. So this is what it is after 2 rounds. Me with the first race, bad result. We should have done more with the car we had. And then round 2, that's actually quite a good result. It looks like it's worse, but because of the circumstances, the car was bad, and we actually got a P6, which was pretty good in split 2. So I'm pretty happy with that. And we have Knife ahead of us with 1 extra point. He had a good split 1, or not split 1, good round 1, but his round 2 was bad, which is unfortunate because the car was bad there. So there's nothing wrong with having a bad round because the car was bad. There's nothing to complain about from him. The Spanish driver, that's 2 solid rounds from him. I think he finished in front of me on round 1, and I got a 1 second penalty, and I should have got those points, which may cost me a lot, man, by the end. And his round 2 is actually quite good as well. I'm not sure which split he was in. I think he might have been the lower one. So that's 2 solid rounds from him. He could actually do well, but depending on how he's done today. Our Hungarian friend from split 1, because his DR is so high. He might be getting no points this round. I'm looking at his lobbies. I'm seeing where he's coming. Top split is too difficult, man. This car is too bad. I fear he's not getting any points, which is bad for him. He might clutch up in the last slot. If he does the last slot, but this car is cooked. I think by everyone having a bad round 2, realistically, bar me and the Spanish driver, everyone who did a bad round 2 is kind of done if they don't get some points in the last round. Or sorry, this round. But what I mean by done is, it's not necessarily they're completely out, but they're going to have to take one of these bad rounds as their points. Like, I've got kind of a bad round 1, but it's still in points wise it's fine. My round 2 is quite good for a bad round, but if I don't get points in this next round, we could be in trouble, or the final slot of this round, because we can't afford to have a 200 pointer, because if we have a 200 pointer, someone's just going to do a good round today and they're going to completely take advantage of these other 2 rounds that I have. And then we have Kai De Bruyne, which is a massive outsider. So for context, it should have been, let's say we take away Kai from the whole situation. That's pretty much what it should have been, because he said at the start of the season he wasn't going to be competing in manufacturers. But that's pretty much on the basis that he has no DR. Look at his DR, because he got a DR reset, I think, somewhat last year, and because they released the qualifying so soon after the World Series, he had absolutely no time to recover it. So it's really unfortunate on him, and somehow he's actually leading because he's been in like split 5, and you're gonna get points, man, when you're in lower lobbies. If you maximize, if you get wins, you have a really good chance. So he probably has a good chance of qualifying, even though he's had no good lobbies. But the car's been so bad that I feel like it's actually worked really well for him. And yeah, I assume he's just been driving really well as well. And it pretty much falls off from behind me. There's nothing really going on. We had the Italian driver, and unfortunately he just had 2 really bad rounds. Well, the first one was really bad. I think the second one was actually respectable, to be honest. But that round 1, that's gonna really hurt him. And I've seen him use the old Supra, so it kind of tells me that surely he's not trying too hard to compete. Yeah, he should, Baz. I think the Nürburgring is just one of those races where you don't even have to be necessarily fast. I feel like if you just survive and you have somewhat pace, even if it's not great, that's all you kind of need. So it's just going to be one of those where whoever takes advantage of the situation they're in is going to come out as the winner. But I want to do this last slot now, because this is kind of going to define my season. Let's look at chat. Hello, Ian. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I agree with your point system opinion. It's not very fair, especially if you're in like split 5, which is like 5 lobbies down from the best split, and you're still getting like great points. Because you know your lobby is going to be worse, and you're going to be pulling out these kind of points. Which, fair play to Kaiman, he's taking advantage of it, which I think everyone should. But you know, as you're like me, or if you're like the Hungarian who has a really good DR, which should have the best chance of qualifying because of his DR, his season looks like it's basically ruined, just because of the fact he has the perfect rating. So I mean, like, imagine losing out on qualifying for the World Series, or potentially because you're too good at the game. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Like, we'll take a comparison. So that's his bar on the, you can see the S with the DR symbol beside it saying the driver rating. What's that? That's like 2/3 of the bar, nearly 2/3 of the bar. It was 2/3 of the bar around before the event, the whole like qualifications kicked off. So what? That's like 110, or probably over 115 KDR. Now we have Kai here, that is about 1/3, if even 1/3, and that's like in the 80s. Maybe low 80 KDR, and he should be pretty much struggling because the points should be really low, but they're not, and it's really confusing because any good rounds he's just going to win the race, which is unfair, let's say, on the Hungarian and maybe others like me and Knife and the Spanish driver, but it is what it is. I guess it's just one of those things where I guess they trust that the best drivers will be in the higher lobbies, which for reasons like unfortunately getting your driver's rating reset for a silly reason means that unintentionally he's going to take advantage, I think. But we'll see, because we still have another slot to go. Yeah, Ian, the way I look at it, to be honest, it seems to be all up in the air. Like everyone has had a bad round already, and we're in a bad round. So most people are going to have a crap round to count towards our points. And I wasn't actually expecting it. I thought this round would actually be okay. I didn't think we'd be bad. I thought we'd be like okay. Like the qualifying showed we were okay. The qualifying, the time trial. But for some reason this car in the race is absolutely terrible. It's like because of the extra fuel, it makes our acceleration even worse, and it puts our gear ratio in an even worse position. Because none of the gears I'm using on corner exits work at all. They're like you gotta shift straight away because obviously that's like you go too high in the rev band and you like rev the car out and then you won't be able to maintain your speed. But if you go, let's say, in third gear in a lot of the corners I was doing the first race, the car won't get going. Like the acceleration is not there, and the trade-off just doesn't work in any way. So it's a really weird situation, and all the Toyota drivers are struggling. So yeah, nothing really more to say about that. Let me go and check in some of the group chats to see if anyone's got any good results. I'm waiting for a heart-wrenching comment where I see someone's done a good race. I can't really tell. Okay, I don't have much more to say, to be honest. All I can really do is I'm just going to end the stream again. I'm just going to start a new one because I might just turn off the console and leave it for a bit because I mean, I just want to make sure nothing happens. I'd rather like reset my whole console and get disconnected for no reason. So I'm gonna see you guys, and thank you again for the support. And we have one last slot, and if we don't do a good lap, we're finished. Our season's over. Like, but I trust I can get something done here. What's our DR? I'll have to check my DR. Let me check for you guys just before we leave. Oh, we gained DR. I don't know how we gained DR. We're 91k exactly. But yeah, I'm gonna see you guys, and I'll be back at 8:45 for hopefully something you guys can enjoy. So I will see you guys then. I'll be back.